let's face it, I think America's getting dumber. And I think you notice it too. I think in your gut, you know something's going on. I think you may have seen also overt signs that we're not on the right path when it comes to education. I think one of the few positive things that did come from the pandemic is parents really started noticing what the hell is being taught in school, and they weren't very happy with it. So a lot of parents started looking for alternatives. That's one of the good things. So that's a good sign. I think a sign that our education system has failed us has gone largely unnoticed, but I'm going to point it out. And I think once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's talk about it. Hello, everyone. This is Keith. Welcome to the Ghetto Sapien channel, your home of inner city intelligence. So, yep, education system's failing us. Signs all over the place that we're just not doing as well as we could or as we used to. And I'm going to point out something that you might not have noticed. I'm not going to go for the obvious like this.
You know what the letter O on the periodic table stands for?
Nah.
Take a guess. What do you think it stands for?
Octopus.
Woo, that's bad. But I'm sure you've seen the man on the street interviews that are frightening. How, you're thinking, you're looking at this kid and go, oh my God, he's going to be voting soon. One day he might be president. We're effed. Yes, that's scary. A lot of people have noticed that. I'm not going to use that as my indicator that we're getting dumb. Even though that's a good one. It's hard to beat. I'm not going to use the low-hanging fruit showing that our public school systems do suck, like in the inner city. This is a report about a high school, Patterson High School in Baltimore, where you have 1%, 1.9% that could read at grade level. The rest are at kindergarten. These are high school students, high school, and they can't read at their grade level. How are these kids going to get a job? How are they going to be gainfully employed? How are they going to start their own business? This should be a big civil rights issue to me, but you can't talk about it because the Democrats don't want you complaining about the schools because they run the schools, and that's how they get their little activists that'll go out and just pull a lever, hold a picket sign that they can't even freaking read. That's what the education system nowadays produces. It produces young activists and not academics. Kids who are ready to go out and can think for themselves and start their own businesses and be productive. So that's why you're not going to hear anyone talk about the public school systems to any degree, at least, in the areas where they need it most. So can't talk about that obvious sign. You can't even talk about this one that I found that was actually kind of funny. The firing of Tucker is a sign that we're getting dumber, according to this guy. And he might have a point. Ex-U.S. Army PSYOPs experts, Fox News fired Carlson to maintain semi-lobotomized, quasi-retarded population. Maybe. I'm not even putting that completely out of the realm of possibility. But I'm going to point to something that, again, has been in your face for a long time, and you might have noticed and you might not have. Movie trailers. I'm going to play 2 old movie trailers so you get an idea what I'm talking about. This one's from 1979, by the way. And now the next one. Again, these are two old trailers.
Mayday. Mayday. Anyone hear me? Over. This is U.S. Station 31. You read me? Found something in the ice. We need some help down here. Can anybody hear me? We found something. We found something. We found something.
12 men have just discovered something. For 100,000 years, it was buried in the snow and ice. Now it has found a place to live. Inside. Where no one can see it, or hear it, or feel it.
I know I'm human. Some of you are still human. This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. It'll fight if it has to, but it's vulnerable out in the open. If it takes us over, then it has no more enemies. Nobody left to kill it. And then it's won.
You guys gonna listen to Gary? He can beat one of those things!
Okay, now I'm gonna show you a new trailer.
Renfield, your sole purpose in life is to serve me. Now, let's eat.
I just want a normal life again. No, 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 no.
God bless you, Mr. Renfield.
Oh, God bless you, nuns.
You're a hero.
Robert Montague Renfield. Let me explain. I work for Dracula.
Count Dracula?
Some call me the Dark One. Others, the Lord of Death.
So you bring in people to eat?
Well, I do other stuff.
Like what? Wash his cape?
The cape is dry clean only.
You've got nothing such a bad guy. But you're never really gonna be free until you face him.
I will no longer tolerate abuse. I deserve happiness.
Okay, so there you go. You got movies from 1979, and you got a trailer from this year, 2023. What's the difference? I'm sure you noticed by now. The two trailers from like over 30, 40, 50 years ago almost, they respect the audience's intelligence. They just showed you just enough to get you interested to watch it. 1984, 1979, great time to see movies. A lot of people went to see movies. They had a little, common interest, and so they had to get as many people as they can to come out. 2023, the Renfield movie is great as special effects look. They're giving everything away. Basically, you could see the entire character arc, the story arc, in that one little trailer. You could figure out what's going to happen. The first two movies, it's like they know they have a good story. They know they have good acting. It's unique. So they're just going to tease you. The 2023 movie, it's like they just throw everything out there. It's like Instagram. You just show the booty shot and they're almost half naked. And after a while, you're just not interested. But when you know you got something good, you just need to show a little leg, tease. It's just like a prom date versus, again, like an Instagram pic. The prom date knows she's got something or he's got something that you might be interested in. So they're just going to show you a little bit. They're not going to show you everything. Instagram is boom, pow. That's 2023 right there. And I think it's just it's an insult to the audience's intelligence, what you're showing in 2023 versus what was in 79 and 84. And that, to me, is a sign that we're getting dumber. At least Hollywood thinks we're getting dumber, or maybe just Hollywood's getting dumber, that everything has to be out there from soup to nuts before you come out and see it. And I've noticed that for quite some time, that trailers have gotten just stupid. I think we need to get rid of the Department of Education. I think that would be a great start. We save billions of dollars And what have we seen produced by the Department of Education? What improvements we've seen that's come out of as a result of the way the Department of Education is run now? Just think of all the engineering marvels that came out long before there was a Department of Education. It's only been out since 1980. It's not like, it hasn't been around from the 30s. In the 1930s, long before the Department of Education, we had the Hoover Dam, we had the Empire State Building, nuclear power came out in the 1930s. This is long before the Department of Education was even thought of. We had all those advantages in engineering without the government's heavy hand controlling everything. My parents grew up in Jamaica. My mom especially, she's a farm girl, she was. And she was educated in a one-room schoolhouse with a dirt floor. And she could do long division in her head. My father also, Jamaica, he came from a middle-class family, but very educated, well-read. He had a handwriting like John Hancock. He could write on a straight line in cursive or script without drawing lines. It's just, they just had a much better education system back then. Same with, I'm sure a lot of your parents and grandparents had a better education than you did. So the Department of Education is not bringing anything to the table, to be honest. I think it's just an indoctrination center to push left-wing ideology, and that's all it's good for, and that ain't good. But that's my opinion. What's yours? Let me know what you think about my analogy and observation with movie trailers. I'd be interested to know what you think. So comment, like, share, and subscribe.